Hello, my name is Veronica, and welcome to the Learning Lab, episode number 60, Zachary's Dino Field Guide. Come on into the lab today and let me share with you what my wonderfully creative son has been up to. On one of my many trips to the craft store prior to going on the wagon, I'll have you know, he said to me that he needed to pick up some dinosaur stickers to decorate his dino book. And I kind of went, "You got a dino book?" But I said, okay, let's go and find the sticker section and see what we can locate. And this is what we came up with. He found this set of flat stickers, but very realistic from me and my big ideas. Just some little small little peel-off stickers and a beautiful set of three-dimensional ones. So when we came home, this is what he decorated. Red's his favorite color, by the way. He found a notebook and he started putting the stickers on. He'd also given it a title, written in pencil, Zachary's Dino Book. And after he peeled off 3, I said, stop. We can do better than a red book. Come on, your mom's a crafter, for goodness sake. I have enough materials to make 50,000 books. But let me show you what he had done on his own, which we will keep this. But I want something that's going to be a little more archivally safe. But he has listed all of the dinosaurs. There's the T-Rex or the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Looks like he's having a meal. The Stygimoloch, Corinthosaurus. I won't go through every last one of them, but he has taken these dinosaurs and drawn his own version of what they look like. Oh, look at the Archaeopteryx, which is right over here. This is the Spinosaurus. I don't know if these are spelled correctly. This is his thing. I'm leaving it. The Diplodocus, the Dilophosaurus, the Troodon, the Iguanodon. He just continues to go through and he gives his own version of all of these dinosaurs. I'll definitely look at the Quetzalcoatlus. I'll definitely treasure these. But here's what I'm going to do for him. Mom went into her stash and pulled out her Zutter Bind It All. I picked it up at Tuesday morning when they had them there at a really good price. So I'm going to have to go through this version 2.0 and figure out how to operate this awesome little machine. And I'm going to bind his book into an 8x8. And it came with chipboard, so I'm going to use that. But just as a comparison, I also had some book board that's 8x8 that I picked up from 7 Gypsies. There's a name. And I pulled it out to kind of compare the two to see what they look like. The lighter one is the 7 Gypsies, and this is the one that came with the Bind It All. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. You'll be able to see that. But the 7 Gypsies is just a little bit thicker than the Bind It All. So I'm going to see if it'll work. But so to give me some practice to make sure I don't totally mess it up, I'm using some of my cereal boxes that I would have normally recycled. I've cut them to 8 inches on the long side. The short side is 7.5. It doesn't matter. I need to practice on these 8-inch sides so that I can get the technique down so that I know what I'm doing. So I went and labeled 8 inches, 8 inches, and I labeled the 7 just so I don't accidentally put that in. Mine came with the 6-inch wire pack, a black and a white, and it's a 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and use some of the extra ones that I picked up, and these are 3/4 inch black wires. I have black and I also have white. Now, to make this happen, I have quite a bit of paper, which I'm going to use, but I'm going to use this cream and white. That's going to be the base on which he will draw his animal. Here is what I was tossed from the wagon. I got this, I think it was from Crafty Steel's Daily Deal website, and they had it up. And this is from Imagineers, and they had all kinds of dinosaur items. I'm just going to let him have a stamping, sticking good time with this. I'll pre-decorate some pages for him, and he can just draw in his image, but I think he is just going to have a fab time with this. I'll make this some borders on some of his pages. Here's chipboard for him, some wonderful rub-ons, and some other 3D stickers. But, you know, forget that. It's the paper that goes with it that is just gorgeous. This one has a beautiful sheen to it. going to turn. And there's a pattern on the other side. This one is gorgeous. And this is the pattern to it on the opposite side. The next one are more dinosaurs. These are going to be great in his book, and also for some pages that I'll scrapbook of him. And then the final one is this one, which will make great borders. And then this is the opposite side. In addition to that, I am going to use some of these basil earth tone papers that I have. And I love this stack. I've used out of it already, but the colors are going to be great for adding punched borders to go around. I think I do have a punch that are animal prints, and it's a border punch, and I think it's EK Success, so I'll be able to punch out. It's a dinosaur border punch. See, I'm so excited I'm getting tongue-tied. It is a dinosaur border punch, or animals or something. Gotta find it. I'm gonna have to use that. Now, in addition to helping me make this work, I'm going to use this awesome font from Zoobaloo. I think it's incredible. And whatever I can't use off of there, I'll get the rest from Plant and Schoolbook. There are some little grass scenes on there that I like. Probably make a few tags. And I also have Walk in My Garden. I'm sure I can find some things from there as well. And then the main star will be the dinosaur track. Many moons ago, we cut all of the cuts from dinosaur tracks. So let me share some of those with you. I numbered on the back which cuts these were. And I kept the paper from which they came because I needed to know exactly where it was going to cut on the paper. And believe it or not, I cut all of these at the same size. Let's say, for example, I put in that I wanted them all to cut at 7 inches. So everything cut at 7 inches or 8 inches or whatever it was that I put in. So as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason as to how these are going to cut size-wise, because these were both cut at the same size, as was this one and this one, the bird. But look at this. Yeah, because it's reading top to bottom. So if I say 5 inches, of course it's measuring 5 inches from the lowest point to the highest point. It gives me nothing on the length, just on how wide it is. So keep that in mind when you're cutting. You're going from the highest point to the lowest point, not from here to here. Hence, my mountain went from highest point to lowest point. I'm never sure how long this is going to be, but this gives me an idea. Here's another mountain, another shape. Again, just remember you're going from lowest to tallest and you'll be okay. I thought this was interesting because it measured it this way and not this way. So I cannot tell you what half of these are. I'm sure that my son could. I can't. So I'm going to stop talking and just share with you some more of the ones that we cut. Now, in addition to these, I also found this bag of chipboards, and it's called Wild Things. I want to say it's from K & Company, but all the words have this awesome animal print, like Discover, which I thought, you know, these would probably go really well with some of the things that will do, because dinosaurs come from all over the world. So I'm just gonna play and see how some of these turn out. But I saw this and I had to get them. I think he will love them. And this entire bag, including everything else that is in here, was like $2.99 or something like that. So it was a great deal. I am ecstatic. I am so ready for this project. And just to help it out a little bit, when I get it all done, I think I'll do the cover, the back and the front, and a little bit of Mod Podge matte, because I know it's going to get a lot of love and a lot of views. So come back to visit me in the lab to see the progress that I'm going to make on putting together a really good book for Zachary's Dino Field Guide. Please remember to visit my blog at inkallusions.blogspot.com. And until then, I'll just fan myself with this ginormous leaf.